Seattle Seahorses.
Hold on, I gotta go. The Syracuse Slugs.
It's a long road up here. It's a long road to get to Syracuse, and once you get here, you get the schlong.
The Seattle Slugs.
Pittsburgh Pipers.
Pittsburgh Pipers. You could play
Bas-
Roddy Piper's music too.
Basketball.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's a good question. I was trying to think of, to your point, like middle of America, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Hitman was a dope team. The XFL team.
New York, New Jersey.
Yo, the Hitman was ill. Okay, I got to get my laptop for this one because but you haven't seen this one. So
This is the...
So I got DM'd on Instagram, and I know the kid. I know his handle. But as we get into this story, you'll understand why he wanted me to just go by the name Mike. And it was fascinating. So we're gonna go with Mike for this story and to protect the identity of the innocent. He goes, Lamb, big fan of the show, been listening from the beginning. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Fan of pickles or no?
Yeah.
Tommy Pickles?
All pickles.
Rugrats?
Sliced, long, fried.
Fried pickles, yeah.
It's just...
Pickleback shots?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I don't really like taking shots anymore. I'll do a pickleback.
Okay, so he goes, I met this girl, how everyone meets girls nowadays or their significant other, through a dating app. We connected on Instagram, so I knew that she was real. She had comments on her posts, and I knew that people actually followed her. She followed people back and would comment on her posts.
You could tell for sure.
Yeah, that's a big indicator, right?
If you're tagging friends.
Yeah, bro, listen. Nowadays, if you get catfish, you're a fucking idiot. That's
for
a you
sure.
problem.
For sure.
FaceTime me. What's up? Let's FaceTime.
Just look at the pictures. Like look at the interactions.
Yeah.
It was great seeing you last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
We went on a couple of dates and we hit it off. She even would text me first. All right. I come to find out she has an OnlyFans account.
Do your thing, shorty. Do your thing. I'm dead ass though.
No, we'll get to that. Let me just finish it. She has an OnlyFans account, and my feelings changed a little bit. She never brought it up in the 3 months that we were seeing each other.
Interesting.
She kept it hidden, and I found out by accident.
Was she not promoting it on her Instagram?
I don't know.
I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind is if you peeped her on Instagram to verify.
I was going to say I have noticed that girls that have OnlyFans, because I have some friends that have OnlyFans and they do really well for themselves, and there is a negative stigma to it.
So that's you being people. If that's that's people being too judgmental.
When people think of OnlyFans, let's be honest, they think it's like porn related. Initially.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that either way.
There's a really famous jiu-jitsu guy, Craig Jones, who wears a OnlyFans rash guard, which is basically like a tight Under Armour.
Mm-hmm.
Under Armour. He teaches like jiu-jitsu holds on there. It's no different than Patreon, if I'm being honest with you. It's a place for content creators to be independent and fund their own shit. So, one thing that I've noticed is when you have a link tree in your bio, you click on that. You know who else has a link tree? Me. No OnlyFans though. My pants stay on. So he goes, after a couple of months, I found out about this and it felt awkward. How do I tell my parents about her? What do I say about this situation? We kind of stopped talking briefly and now we picked back up again. I really like this girl. She's awesome. And she seems to be a good girl. Has another profession of some kind, as she said. Any advice on how I should handle this? I feel honored that you're even asking me this question.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting.
Do you feel? How do you feel about OnlyFans?
I think sex work should be legalized everywhere, and I think OnlyFans is like under the umbrella of to your point. Not everyone uses it for like sex work or like for sexual showing your body and things of that nature.
There's a lot of posts that like if a girl's like in a bikini, it'll get taken down from Instagram for some reason. Like there's too much is shown, or even like there are certain posts that are too like out. Like if there's like you're doing a keg stand and someone appears to be intoxicated, like that could get pulled down. Inappropriateness. What's the thing, like gruesome?
Yeah.
You know, like I had a crazy video. I deleted it because I was so grossed out. A dude jumped off the building by my job, and the guys at the parking lot had the video, and he showed it to me.
That's wild.
And I was like, "Yo, bro!" Like my stomach got all. Like,
what did I just watch?
Died, obviously.
Yeah.
Like some shit out of a movie hit the ground, like splattered. So if you were to post some shit like that on your Instagram, it would get pulled down because it's like, you know, it's just a bad visual. So there is a negative stigma to it. Like I have a friend who actually is he's a photographer, videos and takes photos, does photo shoots for girls that do OnlyFans. He's like, yo, it's not like that at all. So I do think there's like a negative stigma to that.
Yeah, and I think that's just people being too judgmental. Like I would never judge someone for making an OnlyFans account. Like everyone is different now. Everyone has their own insecurities, and everyone can handle different things.
Do you think that's going to become eventually the way our culture and society is turning? Remember, like even 10 years ago, bro, you couldn't have tattoos because you wouldn't get hired, and now it's like tattoos are kind of like a lot. Now it's weird if you don't have a tattoo.
Yeah.
In a way.
I know what you mean.
Right? Do you think like eventually it'll like your social media isn't going to be a detriment to you getting a certain job?
I not sure. That's a great question. For someone that works in hiring, that's a great question.
Listen, bro, you know what I'm going to tell you now, right? I'm a professional.
Let me just ask a question. I have follow-up questions. Does she have her face in her OnlyFans? Because some people don't.
I didn't get that far.
Because
I didn't even reply. I just said I've never gotten this kind of question. I'm gonna bring it up on the show. And I also told them that you're gonna be on too, so I feel more comfortable talking about it with you.
I think there's a lot of things that go into effect. I think there's a lot of factors. Like if her face is not in it, then I think don't worry about it. Like no one will know it's really her, right? No one will know if her face is not in it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a huge piece. Also, listen, man, I mentioned this before. Sex work should be legal. It's legal in other countries. We're like falling behind. If you legalize things, you get ahead of it. You do it the right way. People should be compensated the right way. If that's something that they feel comfortable with and they can make a lot of money off doing it, you should be able to do it. So I think OnlyFans is like a subset of like sex work in a weird way. So I think it should be legalized. I don't think there should be a stigma behind it. Like, to your point, what's the difference? You're showing your ass on Instagram. Cross over to another platform, make a couple bucks. I'm so chill with all of that. And, like, this is going to sound weird, and this may take the conversation to, like, another...
Mellow with the left?
But, like, pornography is, like, changing now. Right? It's like, it used to be all of the websites, right? Now a lot of porn is made by people themselves. Like, kind of like an OnlyFans, right? So, like, that industry is shifting too.
Want to hear a crazy thing?
Yeah.
I had no idea Lana Rhoades was a porn star.
Interesting.
When I first saw her on Instagram, I was like, oh, she's beautiful. And then I like, sent it to one of my friends. Like, I have a friend who...
He sent you a video?
No, not video. No. We send each other like Instagram people like posts.
Yeah.
You know? People, girls. We send them to each other. He was like, yo, you know she did porn. I was like, stop. He's like, yeah.
That's wild.
So I had no idea.
Shouts to her. She's awesome.
Shouts to her. Yeah, great girl.
KD
rumors.
He lit a fire. She lit a fire under him.
Well, back to this initial one. Do you think there's anything wrong with that?
Not at all. Also, she was doing it before you started dating. So who are you? Granted, you didn't know, so that may change your perspective. But she was doing it before you.
This OD Vincent Chase in Entourage. Remember he started
Sasha
dating
Grey.
Sasha Grey.
Yeah, but she was getting gangbanged and shit. Like that's wild. Hey,
how was work today? Oh, it was amazing.
7 cocks.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know what I
Louis
mean?
says. I hear
And
what you're
again,
saying,
there's
yeah.
certain guys that are not insecure and that can handle that. And that's and like that's what I'm saying. I one thing that I've been trying to work on in my life is not to judge anyone. Judging people is very bad. People should make their own decisions, and you know, you could maybe have like an opinion or whatever the case is, and even that is a little, you know, I just hate passing judgment on other people. And you know, who the hell, with all due respect, like, yo, bro, she was doing it before you. She seems to be making some money doing it, right? Like, if, you know, and a solution could be maybe the face, right? Like, or we got to dig deeper. Like, if her face is not even in it, then this is a non-factor.
I should have had him call in and just play it anonymous.
That would have been
That
fire.
would have been popping. Fuck, I dropped the ball on this one.
It's all right. It's a great question, though. And to me, it's like, look, you got to make a decision, right? Just don't backtrack, right? Don't say you're cool with it, and then
get
3 weeks later or months later.
I like that.
Once you make a decision, you got to live with it. You know, like maybe you have a conversation, like, hey, maybe you stop doing your face, you cut your face out of it, right? Like I don't know what that conversation is, but I have no problem with OnlyFans. Go get your money.
Do you when you're dating someone, and obviously you've been in a relationship now for a while, but in the early stages, are you someone that gets excited when they text you first? Like are you a big?
I don't think about that at all.
Bro, I am the worst texter when it comes to that. Like I'll send like 8 texts in a row. I text like an asshole. Like I could text you, yo, where you at? What are we doing? But I'll send it, yo, where you at? What are we doing? Question mark. So it's you just got 4 texts. But
That's one text.
It's really one text, but I make it 4 because the way I text, I also text a lot from my laptop. So a lot of times I just hit the return key.
I think that all of that shit is overrated. Oh, he didn't text me today. He didn't text me first. I feel like if someone wants to talk to you and if someone wants to see you, they'll see you. And if you don't overthink it sometimes.
One of the biggest turn-ons a girl ever did for me was when she canceled plans on me because she had something to do for like her job.
Yo.
Oh, amazing.
And it's like, yo, I would never get mad at you because you know what? I'm probably going to do it to you sometime.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, that's an issue that I run into.
I don't mean it in like a, now I got one on you.
Yeah,
I didn't mean it. I just meant it like, this is perfect because it's going to happen to you as well.
Right. But for me, it was like, oh, you got some goals and ambition. Like, that's dope. You got other priorities other than me. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I told her that, too. I was like, yo, that was sick. She's like, yeah, I honestly didn't even think of that. I just had a meeting, and it was going to run in. I was like, cool.
Nah, I'm with you. I just, like, that's an interesting thing, man.
Because that stuff, like...
It also depends, like, what you're doing on OnlyFans. Like, if you're, like...
Getting it in?
Yeah, like if I don't even want to pass judgment either. So it's like, it depends. There's levels to it, right? You could just do like photo shoots with like not that much clothes on. That's a little different from like, this is gonna sound crazy, but like maybe using a sex toy or like something different, more in depth.
There is a lot that we don't know about this
situation. Maybe we do like another round too.